What's going on, guys? Black Fox here, back again with another custom video. In this video, I'll be giving these Jordan 11 Platinum Tints a Grinch green colorway. A couple of videos ago, I did a similar custom like that on a pair of Air Forces, and I wanted to see how it was like on a pair of Jordan 11s, plus to give it a Christmas in September look. So let's get started. Now, before we dive right into it, just know that these have been worn. They're not brand new. I just happened to clean them and put some work to it to make them look close to new, but there are signs of wear and tear. So if you point out in the comments, it's cool. Just word of warning before we start. So for the most part of this custom, we're going to be working with dyes. So before you even start working with any sneaker, you want to take off the laces. Dyes and laces don't really go together, but you can dye them, but you're better off just swapping laces. And probably in this case, I'll probably use like some green laces. Maybe I'll just keep the white laces, who knows. Next, I'm gonna mask off the area I don't want to get dye on, which is pretty much the midsole. I'm gonna be using Scotch tape and electrical tape. This is a must if you don't want to get dye on the area you don't want to get dye on, because once it's pretty much dyed, that's pretty much it. It's not coming off. It will probably get lighter, but it's going to just show, and it's going to pretty much ruin the custom unless you want to dye the midsole. So the tape wasn't working for me, so I'm gonna just freehand it. I'll be using Angelus suede dyes. I'll be using Angelus dark green and Angelus neutral to lighten up the green, and then I'll apply the dye with a paintbrush. If you do plan on doing this freehanded without tape, I would say take your time and don't apply too much dye onto your paintbrush. Just do like a little bit of it, and if you get too much, just drench it out, like with the edge of, in my case, a jar or your palette. Now that the uppers are dyed, the next step I'm going to take is use the dye that I used to dye the uppers, and I'll use it to dye the soles. The way I'm going to do this, I'm going to use 40 volume cream and mix it with the dye, and then I'll add it on with a paintbrush. Keep in mind, if you're doing a custom and you want to dye soles, you can only do this method with icy blue soles or any sort of transparent soles, like the ones I'm working with, which are cream colored. If they're already colored black, red, or any sort of colors outside the transparent ones, it's not going to work. So before I almost spilled all that acetone, you want to prep the soles by using acetone on the sole, just in case if you didn't wash them, just to get any dirt you might have missed, if it's in the crevice or in the little grooves, or if just in case if you did wash it and you missed some spots, because like I said, you're going to be dyeing them and you want to prep as much as possible. Add a little bit more of the dye just to kind of even out the colors on the uppers before I add the 40 volume cream to the dye. Once you apply the 40 volume cream to the dye, it should be a little thicker than when you just first poured the dye, but you still want to be careful because it can stain clothes. Plus, with the 40 cream, it can cause chemical burns. So I would be careful and not have too much on your brush, or wear gloves if like I mentioned before, you can do it freehand, but it's highly recommended that you tape off an area you don't get dye on, because once you get dye in that area, or if it seeps in that area, that's pretty much it. Like, you can try to use acetone to try to get it off, but it's just going to lighten up, but it'll still be there. I just say take your time and don't have too much. Like, you want to do it in like little bits. It's not a race, so it's slow and steady. Not the exact results I want with the sole, but hey, it's better than nothing. So pretty much before we lace them up, we'll be using water and stain repellent from Rejuvenator. What this will do, this will protect the uppers, since we dyed the uppers, from bleeding. Say if I were to step in a puddle in these, or I go and wash the shoe, but what ends up happening, it'll leave water spots and it'll look uneven, and it'll pretty much be a waste of the custom. So this will protect it from that happening, and it will set the dye in place. Pretty much wrapped up this video. If you guys like this custom, make sure to leave a like. If you guys like customizations like these, make sure to subscribe. I'll be posting videos pretty soon that are similar to these, and maybe some other customs in the near future. And what you guys would call these Grinch greens, Christmas September greens? Leave a comment down below. What would you call these customs? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.